Hey guys, this is Jen Basilis coming to you live from Father Lopez in my office. And I wanted to talk to you guys briefly about active lesson design and delivery and the tech tools that I'm going to showcase to kind of support an ease of transition. Although I think many of us already are extremely creative in trying to get our students to be active. So learning is not a spectator sport. Students do not learn much just by sitting in class, listening to teachers, memorizing prepackaged assignments, and spitting out answers. They must talk about what they are learning. They must talk, write, relate it to past experiences, and apply it to their daily lives. They must make what they learn part of themselves. And as you can see, as I'm using this app, I'm trying to model what you can do with this app in your classroom. But I think this quote from 7 Principles of Good Practice, and look at the date on that, it's amazing, huh? Is so applicable, like real quality learning experiences that hasn't changed. And all technology has done is give us tools that make it easier for us to give students these experiences, to give students these opportunities. Active learning means students engage with the material, participate in the class, and collaborate with each other. If your students are doing that, they are learning actively. Learning is not a spectator sport. It's not a passive experience. It's an active experience. Don't expect students to simply listen and memorize. That's level 1 stuff. Anyone can listen and memorize. Do they really understand? And they understand when they can demonstrate a process, when they can analyze an argument or apply a concept to a real world situation. You know, it's interesting as I see these discussion posts come in from the homework where I asked you to share. It's interesting that so many of you already you're doing this, and it's not like you don't know how to do it. It's just that maybe we don't talk about it that much. So this is huge, and it's going to shift the culture of our school as our students kind of take ownership of their learning. So interactive lectures, and I don't even like the word lectures, to be honest with you. Interactive, let's say teaching here, because lectures means you're talking to somebody, you're talking down to them, you're giving them a lecture. Interactive teaching, the instructor talks with periodic pauses for structured activities. As student concentration begins to wane, boom, switch it up. We do something different. We try something new. Instructors' questions require responses. Before technology, we would have them write these responses on an index card or on a piece of paper. We have tools now that can take that information in real time, and we can use it now to kind of adjust our teaching to where they're at. Student-to-student talk is encouraged. I mean, we do all of this. All right, we do all of this, and we want to try and not do that. And it's not saying that every day needs to be a Cirque du Soleil performance. Let's move that over there. It's not what it's saying. Every day does not need to be a Cirque du Soleil performance, but it's about kind of transitioning from I teacher, you student, and it's kind of what Pat said today about the mountain. If we are the traditional lecturers standing on the mountain and all the kids are down here, how do we get them to the top? Well, we won't. We need to get off our mountain and come down and be with them. And then together we walk up to the top. And that's the idea of that interactive teaching, of being inside, being with them as they get their hands dirty with the content. So what technology tools do we have available to us to help us transform into, to transform our classroom into these interactive experiences? And many of us have already been doing this. Many of us are using Nearpod to gather that feedback right away, or Kahoot, which is really nice for kind of gamifying something that could be lame or boring, a quiz or something. The second you put it on a Kahoot, immediate engagement, but put in that follow through. If it's math, have them show their work, make that part of the process. Google Apps, when students are sharing documents and collaborating in real time. Schoology, by using discussion boards to get them talking to each other and posting ideas and sharing ideas about whatever's going on in class. But the tool that I'm using today to not only make this video, but the tool that I exclusively teach from is called Explain Everything. And Explain Everything is an iPad app. I know they have other versions. There's an Android version and a Windows version for laptops, but I'm going to share what I know, which is the iPad app. And that's what I'm using right now to teach to you. And I am recording this video on Explain Everything. But my day-to-day workflow my day-to-day workflow basically has me projecting my iPad and teaching from Explain Everything. And why do I use that? Well, I use it to help make my class as interactive as possible. First, let me tell you my tech setup. I have my iPad, and on my iPad, I have my Explain Everything app open. My Explain Everything app is $5.99. It is the classic version, so make sure you're looking for the blue icon. But this $5.99 is the best $5.99 I ever spent because I use this app for everything. As you can see, I'm using it right now. If you don't want to buy this app, you can get a free whiteboard app called Show Me. It's not as dynamic, but it is free. Then, on your laptop, you want to download Air Server. We have Air Server now. We have site licenses for it. So if you have not downloaded Air Server and need help with that, ask myself, or Carlos actually is the person to ask. And then you hardwire your computer into the projector like you always have. And when your iPad's speaking to your laptop, your iPad shows up on this laptop. And everything you do on the iPad shows up on the laptop, which then shows up on the screen. Now you are able to be with the students because you can walk around with your iPad and interact with the iPad basically in the middle of the classroom. So that's my setup. So then here's what I do. After I plug in, I open up a white screen. Maybe I'm teaching a lesson that day, so, lesson whatever, and I write my notes here. Maybe I've preset my notes, so when the screen opens up, I have a few things written. Maybe I'm doing a problem, and I really want to emphasize something, so I will then hit the pointer button. Let me get the other, here we go. I will hit the pointer button, which is that one right there. And when I hit that, I can make things larger or smaller. Okay. So in math, if I'm writing and it's really big and I want more space, I can pinch that and move it around. My pen tool, which is right here, I can change the size of, I could change the thickness of the pen and we could change the colors below. And what's really nice is the ability to take pictures in real time. See, one thing for math is I wanted to show student work. So let's say a student did a problem and I wanted to show their problem to the class. I would take a picture of their work and I could put it in Explain Everything, pinch it down, and then I can also write on that picture. So we used it the other day. I took a picture of a student's work and I basically said, where did she go wrong? And I passed the iPad around and students were, as soon as somebody found the error, they grabbed the iPad and they said, right here, she forgot blah, blah, blah. And we had a discussion about it. Pinch it and move it along. The cool thing about this too is that you can pass a student the iPad to write on it as well. You will need a nice good stylus. And I have some recommendations. The one that I use is called the Friendly Swede. The Friendly Swede. And I get the mesh tip, not the rubber. And I buy them on Amazon. You can also insert files from Google Drive. So if you have a PDF on your Google Drive, if you hit this plus button, you have the option to insert photos, files, and whatnot. So I have inserted all my calculus files and I write right on them. I know this is an overwhelming little crash course, but basically play with it. play with Explain Everything. Try it out. Because guess what? That's how I learned how to use it. I just played with it, and I figured out ways that I could do cool things on it. And I am a huge Explain Everything pro and guru and love it. So please reach out to me and let me know if you want to use it. Don't forget to do your homework on Schoology. It is due Thursday, which is today, by 11:59 p.m. Although if you wanted to try and do it Friday morning, that's fine. At some point on Friday, I'm going to put all the entries on my spreadsheet, run a random number generator, and get that raffle winner going. And the raffle winner will get a $10 iTunes gift card from me. And I just want to say that right now, so many great people have been sharing some awesome things. Amy has been sharing some great ideas. Darla, Juliet, Chris Hazelwood, Charlie King, Charlotte, Teresa. Get on there, see what your peers are sharing, because I'm already getting some ideas for things I can do in my classes. And sorry the technology didn't work today. This would have been so much better in person. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your day, whatever day you decide to watch this. And see you around. Lopez rocks. Bye.